Well, this is a pretty disgusting video to discuss, and I'll be doing it in a couple seconds, but first of all, I want to thank my new subscribers. I finally broke 450 subs, and in a few days I will be doing my official 450 subs thing, discussing my future at my channel, the usual stuff, and doing my shadow thing. So thanks to my new subscribers, and hopefully this channel continues to grow. Now for the bulk of this video, which will probably make me drop below 450 again, but oh well. This is a disgusting story going on in Pine Lakes, Mississippi, and it's pretty... Oh, I don't know what to make of it. This is just the most worst case of Christians going way too far. In Pine Lakes, the Pine Lakes Baptist Church had a assembly where kids were given the message about Jesus and finding hope in God, where two young men were interviewed about their troubled life, including pornography and stuff, and then there was a big discussion about it, where they talk about many of you probably haven't heard about Jesus, as if nobody in Mississippi or United States hasn't heard of Jesus that is an immigrant who doesn't speak English. You know, at this point, who doesn't? Even then, I'm pretty sure do now. But the issue here is this was done in a school where the principal made it pretty obvious that it's mandatory. And here's the note from him. Sorry for the late notice. All seniors need to report to the Performing Arts Building during Cougar Connection. They should report directly from 5th block. So it was mandatory. These kids were told to go to this assembly. And when they tried to leave, the teachers blocked the doors, preventing them to actually get out. Because when many people tried to leave, didn't want anything to do with this, they got rather indignant. So what is going on here? This is complete and utter nonsense. The excuse is that it was the students that requested this church to come, which I don't think is legal, but let's for a second assume that it's legal for the church to have an assembly like this in the school, and that the students can do it as long as it's not the administrators. All that aside, the fact that they barred him from leaving would make this completely illegal. They cannot force kids to do this, and this was complete nonsense. This is just horrible, disgusting story. And we see this all the time. Christians get this idea that they're going to force their religion on everyone else. You know, they have the prayer in schools issue. And when they say prayer in schools, well, they're not talking about little Johnny praying for his math test. As has been said for tons of years, as long as there's going to be essays, final exams, and whatnot, kids are going to pray in schools. You can't stop it. What they want is mandatory prayer, where they can force kids to pray to their God, whether or not those kids believe or not. And even if they're allowed to opt out, it ostracizes them, shows them as the odd kid out. Link down to the story below. There's a lawsuit happening, though I'm afraid that this is going to turn bad, as over the last 50 years there's been one case where something like this hasn't turned violent in some way or form, where the kid or parents who speak out against these kind of things have death threats against them, physical abuse. I'm going to be dealing with a video about this soon, but hopefully this does not turn violent. But I'm afraid, because this is definitely pretty disgusting. Thankfully, it sounds like a lot of kids did try to leave. So, rate, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts on this, because this is pretty disgusting to me.